Hi everyone, here we're going through the steps necessary to determine the number of balusters for your flight of stairs. Firstly, we'll have to figure out how many spindles or balusters, as they're also known, will be required. And we'll also need to figure out the daylight between them as part of that process. So this animation will show you how to determine the length and angle of the hand base rail fillets also. We'll get into it here now. The first approach is what I call a guesstimate approach. A rough guess would be for every full thread on the stairs, figure out approximately 2 spindles. In this case, we're just going to guess 4. So here you see the upper newel post. We plumb down the inner face of the upper newel post to get a point on the floor. And we're also going to get offcuts of our balusters or spindles and clamp them against the lower newel post. So you see them dropping into place here now. So they could be just offcuts really, if you like, of your balusters or spindles. And then you're going to mark the point on the floor there where we've left the offcut of the newel post, as you'll see illustrated here now. And after this, then we're going to use our tape and measure up from the row of spindle offcuts there to that point on the floor. And when we measure that distance, then you divide it by the number of balusters guesstimate plus 1. So in this case, we'll be dividing it by 5. And if the answer is more than 100 millimeters, then you need to up your guesstimate until the answer or daylight is 100 millimeters or less. Regulations stipulate that it has to be less than 100 mil, so that's why. So next we're using a more mathematical approach. So that'll involve some basic formulas here. So in this case here, we're using the horizontal distance between the newel posts. And once we have that distance, then take the horizontal distance between the newel posts minus 100 mil, and then divide it by the baluster thickness plus 100 mil. Then round up your answer to the next whole number to get the number of balusters. That's the approach there. And after that, then we'll have to determine the daylight gaps. So to calculate the daylight gaps, take the horizontal distance between the newel posts minus the baluster thickness multiplied by number of balusters being used. Then divide your answer by number of balusters required plus 1. The answer gives equal daylight gaps between all balusters and newel posts. So that's the way that formula will work for you there. Next, let's find the length and angle of the fillets between the balusters on a piece of ply. So any piece of ply that has a 90-degree corner on it. Basically, you'll measure your going and rise here on that corner of the plywood, and that's illustrated here now. So there's your going distance shown in red, the going for the step and the rise of the step. And then you'll see a black line being drawn on that plywood that represents the pitch of the stairs basically. And after you've done that, then you're going to take the established daylight that we've already established, and that'll be shown in white arrowhead lines here, and offset the rise line by that distance, by that daylight distance, and that'll be the second black line you show here. So just draw down that second black line there, and then when you've done that, then whatever the thickness of your infill fillet between the spindles, just draw that in here, complete the drawing using that thickness that whatever the thickness happens to be for that fillet, and that's shown in green here now. So now you have the length and angle of that fillet slip between the spindles. That's dropping into place up there on top. So that was the approach using the piece of plywood. For those that are more mathematically inclined, I suppose we can quickly calculate the length of those fillets using another approach. So here it involves 2 formulas. So basically, you'll have to find the pitch of the stairs first using this formula. So take the rise of your step divided by the going of the step, hit equals to get the answer, and then hit the shift hand button on your scientific calculator, and that will get you the pitch of the stairs. Once you have the pitch of the stairs, then you use the daylight gap divided by the cosine of the stair pitch, and that gives you the fillet length between the between the spindles. So I hope that's of use. All right.